Hello guys, Brandon Carey here, and today we are going to continue our adventures in Avalar with Spyro 2. Now, as I was going over at the end of the last stream and in the chat just a few moments before the show started, we discovered that I had accidentally enabled a convenience, or like a new game plus that had been in the original game, where if you unlocked the superflame power up at the end of one playthrough, it will carry over into your next run. I did some thinking over the past couple of weeks since we last played this game, and I decided that I'm going to, as you can see, maintain this superflame new game plus instead of going back and redoing everything. I could say that it's not worth redoing all of the stuff that we did in the beginning, although that would be a big fat lie because we didn't actually get very far at all. The truth is I just kind of want to, because I earned this new game plus, and honestly it's really fun to kind of exploit the game in New Game Plus with this ability. You're not supposed to have it, and you can see kind of how the game contorts itself to you having it. Memory serves. We finished Idle Springs. Wait, did we go to Idle Springs? We didn't go to Idle Springs yet. Let's go to Idle Springs. Because now we have our swimming move, we can actually 100% this level. Also, do you get the super flame even in the loading screen? That's pretty rad. Also, yeah, Spyro is very cute. I love this scene. The thing I missed going from Spyro 3 to Spyro 2 is that these little like intro scenes that before you even like drop down to the world give you an idea of what the level is like, or what the personality of the world is. Like before we even touch down, we have an idea of like what is this place's deal, and it is that these carvings have come back to life.
Spyro! The idols we were carving have come to life! They've locked us out of our temples and stolen our food!
Oh, poor guys. Can't eat because you have marshmallow, because they took your marshmallows. Yeah, I wish they kept them choosing, or Christ. But something you'll notice in like a lot of Spyro 2 is this, because there was an original design to have like faction play almost in Spyro, where these guys look identical to the monks in Colossus that we saw on the last stream, because it's kind of implied that they're part of the same world. It's implied that Idle Springs and Colossus are not very far from each other geographically, and so they have similar residents. Also, we'd have to get a rocket up top here to get these gems earlier, but because we have the super flame now, we can just kind of collect them. I'll just slide later. It's not a big deal. But yeah, that little fun fact is that you'll notice this, particularly in the second hub world, Autumn Plains, or Autumn Forest. No, Autumn Plains. Yes, I'm thinking specifically of like the Zephyr and Breeze Harbor guys are the most obvious example of this that's still in the game. But this, like, that was, like, there are other examples that are less noticeable and a little, like, something you have to, like, to pay attention for. And now that we can swim, we can arrive at this hidden alcove over here.
I've been locked in here with all our tools, and the giant idol heads won't let the workers in unless we can solve the 3 puzzles they've given us. The first puzzle is to turn all these blocks yellow. If you have trouble, come back and talk to me.
So this is actually a very simple puzzle, as you can see. Jumping on one platform will change the other platforms. So the answer is very simple, just step on each corner. Puzzle solved. That was not very hard.
Spyro, you did it! I knew you could do it. Now, meet me at the pond for the next challenge.
Funny, because we'll be able to do 2 of these challenges right off the bat, but we won't be able to do the third until we've basically beaten the level. Because it's at the very end. Like, the first challenges are right here at the start of the stage, and the third challenge is way, way later. As a kid, it took me a while to figure that out, but, like, as an adult, as someone who's used to kind of that abstract thinking, I've gotten a lot better at solving that puzzle.
This idol says he's hungry and won't be satisfied until he's swallowed 10 fish. He's got a sensitive
Also,
stomach,
you're no bud of mine.
watch what kind of fish you feed him.
So this is less a puzzle and more of a challenge. You just gotta flame the fish as they go through and just make sure you don't flame a red fish. Because the red fish are bad for the idol. Like, I might show it off on accident. Oh, those do it on purpose, yeah. See, if you eat the red fish, he'll cough up some of the fish he's already swallowed. So we have to keep going until he's swallowed 10 good fish. Oh, they gave Sparx a little idle animation in this game. That's really cool. It's implied that the red fish are kind of like
okay, Spyro,
bad
just
mojo
one
and
more
just kind
puzzle
of like
to go.
poisonous.
I'll meet you over by the colored stones for your final challenge.
But yeah, that's a pretty simple challenge. But not, they call it a puzzle. It's not really a puzzle. It's just like a little, oh, you gotta do it this way. You gotta figure it out. You gotta figure out that the red are bad. Also, you see that normally we're not supposed to be able to flame these guys because they have metal, but Super Flame just has no chill. Laura Kelly is back in Summer Forest. And we are having a good time blatantly cheating. Yeah. Super Flame makes you go far. Oh, I'm gonna love playing this game in New Game Plus. Oh, I missed this.
Those metal shields are making enemies invulnerable to your flame attack. If you press and hold the charge button, you can defeat them with your charge attack.
Oh, Zoe, you don't know. We are cheating. I don't need to charge anything anymore. But I guess we should just show off that that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to charge them. Supposed to do this. But we will not be doing that for pretty much ever. Unless it's just faster to do it that way than to try to flame them. Or if I'm trying to move here a little faster, I'll just tend to hold the charge button. Spyro is the god of destruction. For sure. He is god of destruction, Spyro. He looks at Ripto and goes Hakai. I will say though, I do like his like they talk about speaking of trot, Steve. They talk a lot in the making of this game, where they tried to emulate like a cat a cat like prancing as like the animation Spyro has. It's supposed to be very feline-esque in its movement, and you do kind of see that with its trot with this little walking animation or prancing animation. It's really cool. Parakai Samasu.
To aim the camera left or right, use the right stick.
Aww. Thank you, Steve. But as you can see, we're already basically at the end of the level. Because, just kind of like in Spyro 1, getting to the end of the level is actually very simple. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort to just beat a level. But,
if you jump on these stones
getting
in
all the
correct order,
orbs
you
is
will
where the
solve
real
puzzle.
challenge comes
I only know
in.
what
Not
the
so
first
much
one is.
now,
It's up
in
to
this
you to
early
figure the rest
stage,
out.
but later on, things will get a little more complicated. So, that's a star, so we'll press the next star. And I kind of have to guess what the next one's going to be. Nope, that's wrong.
Let's
Star. Nope, that's wrong.
let's
Oh, you know what? It's probably this diamond over here. Go to the orange, from moon to moon, and there's only one left. Oh, the star-shaped moon. I
Nice
never
job.
noticed that they did different shapes. That's actually, yeah, I didn't notice that. You're right. You're right. The moon's rock is star-shaped. I'll keep that in mind in the future. That's the link. Because once you get that, the rest kind of falls into place. You just look for like patterns. And the last one's easy because there's only one left. But that is the final puzzle to get to the foreman, and that is the last orb. Although it takes us at the beginning to get the charge all the way back to the end, so we can actually do the rest of this level's challenges. Now, worth noting, I can't believe I never noticed that this was star-shaped. Oh, obviously. Yes, star connects to star. Huh. Oh, wow. I've played this game like tens of times, like once a year for the past 20 years or so, like maybe 15 years. I don't know how long this game's been out.
Spyro, you're pretty
And I
tough.
never noticed that.
If you ever want a permanent job, we've got a place for you here. But for the moment, I want you to have this talisman.
Worth noting is, unlike Spyro 1, where you can just get 100% and then leave a level, you do have to finish. Like this point tells the game this level is finished. So you need to do that to get a talisman. Which, unlike Spyro 1, you could just get everything and then like hit the home base and then hit the exit level button here and then be done. You do have to at least finish the level in this game, so that like the game knows you're done, or you will not be able to advance to the next home world. Because this game won't let you go through unless you've gotten every talisman in a given stage, in a given home world. That is the block. There are 6 levels in this world, and thus there are 6 talismans. Which means that we need to get every talisman to unlock each stage. So we're going to talk to the hula dancer here.
It's fabulous to see you, Spyro. Now that the supercharged power-up is active, you can charge through the pedestals and send the dancing hula girls over here to help me.
So, you're supposed to supercharge and get this all done in a single run. You see how I'm missing a couple, and as a result, they're going to start falling back. So they're just going to start getting knocked back over, yes. But I wonder if it's just easier. Oh, that's amusing. I like that. Oh no, I had the supercharge. You can't cheese your way through. You don't have enough time. Okay, so we can't cheese this as much as I want to. Help if I didn't miss every single one. So yeah, this might take a few tries. Okay, knock back so we can do this. There we go. And they will summon a not at all kind of racially charged tribal dance.
Look at that. The hula girls' ring dance blew up that idol like a Roman candle.
It was the
Now
90s. We didn't know.
Dancing career I've dreamed of. Take this orb. It could help you go places.
Yeah, it is time for the yikes. It's time for 90s era yikes. Yep, that is exactly it. It was not about racial sensitivity at all in the 90s. We did not know, and we did not care back then. Well, it's probably more that we didn't care than we didn't know. We knew. I'm not gonna say we didn't know. We knew. Why is that? Okay. I don't know why this jump isn't working. Yeah, Kelly, that's right. It was a funny racism. Why is my hover not working, actually? This is getting a little infuriating. Okay, there we go. There's some sliding. That's fine. You say it didn't occur to us, but I don't know how true that is. Like... That's an interesting... I don't know about that. I'd have to actually like sit there and do a think. Do a big thinking. But I'm not 100% convinced that's true. I mean, we were all kids. Oh yeah, look, this is the rocket we're supposed to launch at the gems over here, but oopsie, we already solved it. I wonder if I can glide from here over there, if I have to do the other route. This will make it. And there. We're not quite finished yet. We have like a few more gems left. It's like 18 gems. And we do have our gem locator here to help us out with that. And this is 100% run, by the way. We are going to completely finish this game from top to bottom. I didn't do it for Crash 1 because I didn't want to, but I actually do want to for the Spyro games. I don't know when that era was technically, Kelly. Like 90s and 20s kind of go hand in hand in my mind. Like they're not that far removed. But now that we finished this I will be 100% in Crash 2 and 3. I did not 100% Crash 1 and 2, but I will be 100% in Crash 2 and 3. And the question was asked in the chat, and the answer is yes, I will be 100%ing both of the later Crash games. I just 100%ing the first Crash game is just a non-starter. It's just too much effort. Yeah. Back then, with Crash 3 and Crash 2 as well, there was a lot of like friends coming over to my house, and we would all play together, and like that was our shared file, where we all got 100% as a team. That is something that I'm familiar with, Xenochrist. That's definitely what was a part of like my neighborhood growing up. Was all of us getting together and like agreeing to work as a team to beat games like this, because we were all kids and the internet wasn't really a thing back then, so you just did what you had to do. And it was a fun time. Genuinely enjoyed those days. So we can do Hurricos or Sunny Beach. Oh, hey Laura. I don't have the climb yet, so I can't help you right here. But let's do Hurricos. Oh, for me it was Crash Team Racing, Steve. Crash Team Racing was the big thing. We didn't do a whole lot of Mario Party, Mario Kart, but... Although, actually, no, that's not true. We did do a lot of Mario Party, and Mario Kart. But Crash Team Racing was the big one. Was the big one that we played a lot. God, they did such a great job with these models and animation. It's really, really impressive.
We've always had trouble with the gear grinders, but now they've set up force fields to separate us. If you find diodes, you can use them to turn off the
I'm pretty sure in the
force
original
fields.
game, these guys were voiced by SpongeBob.
I think there's a diode around here somewhere.
Which,
but
you
my
know, is
eyesight
also
isn't what it
Spyro's
used to
voice.
be.
Spyro is SpongeBob. Oh, Steve. Never change. We love you. And again, you're seeing Super Flame make enemies basically trivial. Yeah, Tongate wasn't a lot of stuff back then, I guess. And now that SpongeBob's come back, I suppose he's in a lot of stuff now, too. You probably don't, Xenochrist. But... we'll let Automod. Automod will allow it. It's always fun seeing, like, what innocuous things that Automod thinks you are saying. Or thinks is bad. And I can understand why it thinks it's bad. Like, if this was not my chat, I could totally understand Automod saying, no, you shouldn't be able to say this. Try something, just out of curiosity. Okay, hover is working, so why is it glitching on me? Why is it glitching on me today? Why isn't hover working? It's gonna be a problem if I can't hover across things, because, like, this game is kind of built around the idea that you can. Yeah, I definitely noticed that in the remake, hover is... Yeah, finicky is probably the best word to describe that. Yeah, and honestly, only sometimes working is kind of unacceptable. But we will try to make do with what we have. Ooh. But I am really glad to know that it is not just me having problems with hover. Because if it's not just me, that means that I'm not doing anything particularly wrong. It is the game's fault. Oh well, we only lost 2 lives, and there could be worse punishments. What the fuck was that? Did it used the diode from all the way over here? Did you guys see that? It looks like... No, I know what happened. It played the diode use cutscene for that door. While I was all the way over here. And getting hit. That is weird. That is so weird. Well, I'll just need to burn some sheet to get my energy back. That is... Oh, Toys for Bob, I wanna compliment you for your work. Please don't make me have to start taking compliments back. So this is a supercharged power-up, which we would normally need to break these windmills and that box over here. But with Super Flame, this is a non-issue. We can just burn. Just burn all this shit. I mean, I wanna praise Toys for Bob for doing like an excellent job in this remake, because they have. Like they've done a great job, but if like stuff like that glitch and that hover error continue like this, it will become a problem, and I will have to start like dishing out some criticism. And I don't want to be overly harsh about any game, but particularly this one. I really just want to give it everything.
These gear grinder thieves keep taking our lightning stones. If you can replace them all and activate our generator, I'd be very grateful.
This is one of the harder challenges. It's not really hard, much of it is kind of like tedious. Okay, stop running. You know, we gotta take care of all the gear grinders. And if we put the stones here, like we're supposed to. Yeah, you can always have me something critical, but you're right, Kelly. I can be harsh about this game and still love it, because I really do genuinely love the work they put into this remake. It's just, as you get further along in the series, it's clear that like some corners needed to get cut. think Spyro 3... Well, in fairness, with Spyro 3, a lot of it is that corners got cut in the original as well. And you gotta preserve the good, and they preserved... Oh! Whew! Almost made a mistake there. Oh, hi there. How dare you parrot my catchphrase on my vlog to me on stream, Kelly? How dare you? How dare you? I love it, though. Yep, I got. So this really isn't hard, as much as it is kind of like tedious, where you just have to blow away the goons. And as you put the stones in, the goons see the stones and go pretty shiny and take them. It's not really a difficult challenge, but... it's just a lot of, like, going back and forth. Yeah, they did a good job with the sound effects in this game, for sure. Hey, you. That's 6 out of 10. I'm probably going to have to move that webcam at some point. Actually, hold on. There we go. That'll be a little easier for you guys to see everything on the HUD. I will admit, sometimes I do miss the wider cone of the regular flame when it comes to these kinds of cases, but overall, like 9 times out of 10, Super Flame is just straight up upgrade. Two more you to go. I love it that they don't even hold the stones in their hands, they just put them on the ground. Like, I'm pretty sure in the original, they did hold onto the stones and, like, carry them as if they were trying to take them. So I am a little curious about that. And let's say, where did this... Oh, here's the stone. Here's the stone. And I presume the last guy's going to be over here. There we go. And now the actual challenge can begin, which is just putting all the stones where they belong in this generator. Now that all the guys are gone, there should be no difficulties performing this task. Oh, miss. You know, maybe they shouldn't leave critical components like this exposed.
Thank you, Spyro. I found this shiny thing mixed up with our lightning stones. Please, take it as a reward.
I feel like I recognize that voice actor, but I don't remember from where. But that is one of the 3 orbs that this level has to offer. Also, yes, you know, Christ, the lack of installation is definitely an OSHA violation at some level. At some level. Assuming that Spyro World even has OSHA or the equivalent of OSHA. Which it might not. It might not. I don't know. Yeah, Spyro 2 does have some of the... that has some pretty... I wouldn't say lame. Because, like, the stuff like the diodes are pretty thematic to level. You're in a power plant, and therefore or like, I guess a power plant equivalent. And thus you do have to, collect, like, stuff relevant to the power plant, like diodes. But I think that, like, the big one is the generic orbs. Where, like, they're just magic orbs, and that's really what they're called. They're called orbs. But, you know, I'm kind of cool with it. It is what it is. Look at the talisman while we're here.
Thank you, Spyro. You've deactivated all of the electric barriers. We've been guarding this talisman from the gear grinders. Please, take it as a reward.
Now we could go home. We're not finished here yet. So let's keep on trucking.
Spyro, do you see that big building over there? The gear grinders are using it to steal our electricity. Please help us by shutting down the machinery inside.
I will say though that I did fall in love with a lot of like the explanations for why they were giving you orbs. Like with the gem cutters in Glimmer. Here, take this orb. I prefer gems, so you can have it. Like just little cute things like that. I personally found pretty funny. But I do see the complaint that, like, it is kind of, like, generic orbs is kind of a nothing collectible. I get it, but I just didn't mind at the time, and I still don't really mind now. I do understand the criticism, though. Oh, however, it worked that time.
Spyro, you have done well so far. You could have this little trinket for good luck. If you have any questions about shutting down the factory, just ask me.
How'd you get here? How'd you get to this exact location?
You'll have to use your hover maneuver to make them. Press the action button during a glide to hover and get extra height.
I'm gonna have to hover to get to
press the
these.
action button when you're very close to the windmill, or you won't make it.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Working now. Supercharged power up working over there too. Ooh. Oh. We're making progress. It seems like the key is to hover before you think you should have to hover. Like, if you do it early, it ends up being exactly enough. Like, that seems to be the key, is just doing it before it looks like you're supposed to.
Turn off the gear grinder factory is in that room, but, it's awfully noisy in there.
I feel weird about the implication that we have to do this because they were too afraid to go into here because it was so loud.
Thanks for shutting down the factory. Here, I found this stuck between the gears. You can have it if you want.
In the original, that is a lot noisier than it was here. In the original, it's super loud. We're missing a couple of gems, but we have Sparx here to help us find them. They're over here. Oh, here. Got everything. Perfect. Level complete. I love this. I love these exit cutscenes too. Like I ended up going to Spyro 3 missing these little cutscenes where after you complete a level, it's just the resin level straight with the bad guys that you fought. That's funny. I enjoyed those. Get dunked on, gear grinders, indeed. Next should be Sunny Beach, which I believe is we will need the climb move if memory serves 100%, so we'll have to come back to it later. But we can get as far as we can for now. And then will be Aquaria Towers, and then will be the boss fight for this world. Which I am debating on whether I should try, or at least show off how to do it legitimately, or just, you know, use superflame to cheat. Actually, I don't know if you can cheat the cheat crush. I think you have to fight him fairly. Even with superflame, it'll make it easier, but you won't be able to cheese it per se.
Hi, Spyro. It's a good thing you're here. If you can help shepherd those baby turtles over there to safety, I'd be mighty grateful.
So, dunked on. And stay there on that button. Yeah, for here we have to escort these turtles over to the victory totem. This level is actually kind of fun. It's actually fine in my opinion. It's not terribly tough. And with Super Flame it'll be even easier. Also, note that there is a link between this level and Aquaria Towers in the form of the Waterworkers, which means that this level and Aquaria Towers is linked. We'll get to that when we do that level, but they were talking about where the Colossus guys and the Idle Springs guys are similar. So too are the Aquaria Towers guys and Sunny Beach, just by the fact that they have the same enemies. In this case, where they're both fighting the Waterworkers. We just finished part of a challenge, by the way. I'm surprised you found the baby turtles annoying because they're basically non-entity. You don't have to do any actual escorting. You just have to progress through level ones, and they don't have any health bar or anything. Or they talk. They're just kind of there. Like, for an escort mission, this is the most non-escorty escort mission in escort mission history. Which is not much to it. I love that, normally you'd have to pop their balloons and then kill them. On Super Flame, you just go straight to killing them. guess I could see that, Kelly, the sound being like irritating, but I never noticed. I never even noticed these three even existed for most of the time. They're just kind of there, not really being important or unimportant. Hover again. And we will just burn that box. That's 3rd out of 7. Now, we don't have climb, so we can't really get up there and get the rest of the gems, but that's not really what we need climb for anyway. I love that we don't talk to the turtle to get him to move, we just kind of burn him and order him to do it. Oh. Not paying attention. Yeah. Yeah, I only have one part of my tool set, not all of it. 11 souls needed to open the super flame.
The water workers have captured most of our baby turtles, and the boxes they put them in are incredibly strong. With a more powerful flame attack, maybe you could break open the boxes and release them.
So yeah, that is the mission, like one of the ore missions levels, that we need this super flame power up. We need this super flame power up to burn the boxes the turtles are trapped in. Fortunately for us, we don't have to worry about timers and whatnot because we already possess super flame. We just gotta use it. So we don't have to worry about getting the souls or having to rush to each box. We can just do it as on our way through level, and it's not a big deal. I do still miss my double jump exploit. I wish I didn't pass that out. This is the last box.
Most impressive. Please take this sacred thingamajig as a token of our everlasting gratitude.
Sacred thingamajig. Oh look, Super Flame's active. How quaint. Guess someone can use that when they have a chance. I wonder how non-dragons use Super Flame power-ups. Like, does it, like, just cast Fireball? Or, like, how does that work? The answer is probably no one knows. Now, we can't do this challenge for now.
One. There's a chef up at the top of this ladder who wants to make soup out of our turtles. Maybe you could climb up there and stop him?
We need to climb to stop this guy from making turtle soup. So I guess we'll come back, like, decades from now, and he'll still be trying to cook that soup. But that's not going to be my problem. At least not yet. I do love that he helpfully waits for us to get the climb move before he starts cooking turtle soup. Don't you turn back? You dare turn back. But I believe that's all we can do in terms of, like, for right now. We can't really do anything else until we come back with a climb move to finish the job.
Thank you, young dragon. The baby turtles will be safe up here. Please take this talisman as a token of our gratitude.
I dislike how pleased he looks in his face. Looks like he's having the time of his life, like, thinking erotic thoughts. I don't like that. Actually, you know what? We're cool, man. You think whatever horny thoughts you're thinking of right now. I respect it. I love this. But we have one more talisman to collect before we can advance to Autumn Plains. But while we're here in Summer Forest, I do want to point out that I always enjoyed how serene the background music it was for the hub worlds in Spyro 2. It all, like, it's not like a very busy soundtrack. It's very, very peaceful. It's very relaxing being in the hub worlds in Spyro 2 because there's no enemies here. There's no real threats. It's mostly just like you and like the gems in level and the puzzles level. It feels very relaxed, and it does that, and it does for basically like all of Spyro 2. And this is our final level here, Aquaria Towers. I mean, this dude's also very thirsty. As thirsty as Kelly is for Elora.
The funny-looking guys with the shock sticks have drained all our water. We can't get it back unless someone activates the switches they're guarding.
And, as you'll notice, the water workers are the enemy here as they are in Sunny Beach. So there's like I enjoy this little idea of like these worlds being linked. Unlike in Spyro where they were very distinct, even in the same hub world. So basically the idea is that you press these buttons and the water level advances, and the higher the water level is, the higher up you can get in the level. That is basically the idea of this area. So we'll come to this section, find the next button, and then we'll use that button to again rise the water level, rinse and repeat. And that's basically the main gameplay loop for this section of the game, or this level of the game. Robo Sharks over here. I know they're here. Yes. Probably too I probably need to make the water wise a little bit before I can reasonably fight them. So as you can see, there are robot sharks in that section of the area, and they are special. Where if they try to chomp on you, it's an instant kill. Normally, you'd need to get the super flame power up by getting enough souls to unlock it, but because we have the permanent super flame, which is so hot it can burn through water, we don't have this issue. We can just beat them right off the bat and move on with our lives. Now that we're at the top of this area, we can proceed. He'll be back here anyway, so I just think that's all the gems here, though. There's gems directly below us. Oh. Jerk. I am particularly excited to see Flame Gulp, because Gulp in the remake is a jerk, and I dislike him. And I don't recall him being that tough in the original version. And I'm not sure what the difference there is. But I also cannot wait to cheese the boss fights with the Super Flame.
Hi, Spyro. You must be tougher than you look to get here. All the same, you won't be able to get past the metal sharks up ahead. I suppose I could let you borrow my submarine, though. For a modest fee, of course.
Fuck you.
Suit yourself. Just don't go swimming through the tunnel. Those metal sharks are quite indestructible.
Indestructible, you say? Yeah, guess they are. I don't call them being that close to the water. In the original, but, you know, memory can be faulty. I guess we'll pay the 100 gems. Yeah, you had to burn them, but I need to get down to the down below the water to even get a chance to. You can't use the way the game works is that the shot doesn't transfer from above to below the surface, so I can't just snipe them from here as much as I would like to. Oh! I stand corrected.
Hi, Spyro. Suit yourself. Just don't...
That totally does work. Okay, so... I recall that not being something I could do in the original version of the game, so I guess, yeah, you can snipe them. I wonder if there's, like, something about the like, explosion on the surface, if they're so close to the surface. But yeah, you can just sniper shot them. And worth noting that unless you do take care of these sharks, there is no way to get to the gems underneath the surface. So even if you do want to pay money bags, You will eventually have a super flame and handle the sharks through this method. But any amount of gems we can deny money bags is good in my book. So I hate that bear. He's unbearable, I swear. But if I had to make a guess as to why that worked, it's because the sharks were so close to the surface that when I burned them, just the explosion occurred at a close enough distance that they got hit. Because there's a little explosion when the super flame hits a wall, and the water surface treated as a wall in game code. Now we've gotten all the water. The logical endpoint of filling up this place with water is that eventually it's completely submerged. And now that it is fully submerged, we can swim. And thankfully there's no alchemy here, so we can just kind of spend as much time as we want on the water.
Again. We all want you to have this talisman of Aquaria Towers to remember us by.
This magic special talisman that's supposed to be a mystical relic that few people should have possession of. We're just gonna give it to you because you're nice. That's how that works. But more importantly, you saw that this hole open when we hit our first switch. This is actually the more level. We're not done. We got this part of level we still need to explore. And that's where our orb challenges are. They're all up in this section of the level. As should the remaining gems be. For the gems first, and then we will deal with Hunter and the Seahorse King. Alright, there's stuff up here on the towers. I will admit, trying to find like the last 2 or 3 gems in this level without the ability to use Sparx to locate them is extremely frustrating. Okay, they're underneath, so we'll deal with that later. Let's talk to Hunter right now and get this gem chapter.
I've been trying to tame my new pet manta ray, but he just won't obey me. Hey, you're just about the right size to ride on his back. Great! Hop on his back and guide him through each of the bubble rings.
This is a fairly easy challenge, although I remember as a child having difficulty with it.
Try not to get him dented or scratched.
Where you just have to follow the seahorse. And just go through the rings in order.
Well done. I suppose I owe you something for that. Here, take this orb. I found it in one of my flippers.
Yep, you found this magic orb in your flipper.
Now that the manta ray's tamed, I'd love to get him into racing shape. Care to take him through a harder course?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, as you can see, this one's a little harder, but thankfully the manta ray is pretty easy to control, so it's not a huge deal, and you can maneuver fairly well.
Incredible! You've got real talent. I could use a partner like you. You can have the orb I found in my other flipper, too.
Also, I love that Hunter knows we need these orbs, and he's just holding them back to have us do, like, tedious little tasks for him. That's amusing in a way. We're like, oh, you need this magic orb? Yeah, I'll give it to you, but only after you, like, help me with this competition. Oh, right, King Seahorse over here. There you are.
The water workers have kidnapped 6 of my children and have hidden them in the top of each of these numbered towers. I borrowed some explosives to blast open the tower doors. If you can make it to the top of the 6 numbered towers, my children will be safe.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let me swing up to you. I'm not gonna lie, Kelly, I'm not entirely sure what channel points we're supposed to like do. As you see, this one, the electricity goes up with you. But now we can go back down, and while we're doing these towers, we'll get the rest of the gems that we missed below the surface of this sub hideout-ish thing. And as we go through the towers, it gets progressively harder. This one has an enemy in it. It's like there's the escalating gimmicks of each tower as we proceed. This is Tower 4. Oh, yep. That was... Oh, yep. Supposed to wait, but I am impatient. Oh well. Never claimed to be good at video games. Oh, okay. What are you pointing at, Sparx? Damn it! Oh, right. There's gems over here. Okay, I'm not sure what we're pointing at over here, but we're gonna find out in a bit. Oh, there must be a couple of enemies in the water. What are you pointing at? I'm actually not sure how Spyro can breathe underwater. That's a good question.
You did it!
Dragon magic, sure, we'll go with that. I'm trying to figure out where Sparx is pointing with these last two gems. Butterfly, thank you. Oy vey. Okay, now we're pointing over here. Oh. No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. Done. Thank God for Sparx, because I would have never figured out where those gems were otherwise. Like the fact that they give you this at the start of each game in the series, as opposed to having it unlocked in the third game, is such a godsend. This is funny. That's funny. I always enjoyed that little cry wolf kind of plot. And with that, we should be clear to start our first boss fight. Unless I'm missing something.
Well done, Spyro. Now that you have 6 talismans, this door will open.
Perfect.
Before you get to the castle dungeon, Spyro, I thought that you might want to know how Ripto and his monsters arrived in Avalar. You see, last week in the winter tundra, the professor was working
This
on
background
some new
music for this
super
cutscene is
portal
new in the
technology.
remake. It wasn't in the original.
There, that's the last orb in place. Now let's see. All we need are some coordinates.
Yeah? How about 22475? That's my birthday.
No, Hunter, don't!
What?
Get off me, you useless buffoons! Why can't either of you? Where are we?
This cutscene seems like rushed, and I mean that in terms of how it's paced. Like there should be more beats.
Wonderful. Crush,
than there are.
my bags. We're moving in. Say hello to your new king.
Professor, shut it down! Hurry!
Yeah, there were more beats than the original. I think
Oh
that
my,
those
I
beats.
can't see the switch. I think I've broken my glasses.
Crush, go through the portal, you idiot!
Tell all your friends to take the orbs and scatter them throughout Avalar. Quickly!
Now! Go! Crush, get the orbs now!
Ripto is not a dragon.
You despicable little creature! I'll
His dislike of dragons is never explained, but
This
he himself
bad
is not
news
one.
for Avalar.
He's more of a
Hunter,
rhino.
Why didn't you chase him?
Yeah. I, would have gone after him, but didn't he say something about not liking dragons?
Professor, Could we catch a dragon to help us?
Yes, I think so. We'll need a world that has an alignment much better suited to intercepting one of these creatures. How about Glimmer?
How about Glimmer? But yes. I love that Ripto has been in this world for all of, like, at most 2 or 3 days. Like, he can't have been in this world for very long if, like, they immediately got the idea to catch a dragon. Oh, you can't cheat this fight. You have to play it fairly. Yeah, you can't cheese this fight, unfortunately. That's unfortunate, but we can at least make it a little easier on ourselves. Because you don't get even if you like do this, you still have to like, he has immunity until he gets to his next platform. But that's fair, that's fine. Still a fairly easy boss fight. I think that's a club, actually. Oh no, that is a chicken leg. Huh. In the original, I was more of a club. Oh, he still has 1 life left. And down he goes.
You may have been able to defeat that simpleton, but golf will be more than a match for you.
Bring it on, Shorty.
Golf, come here now! Destroy him, and make sure it's painful.
That's possible, Kelly.
What? Golf, get me out of here!
I mean, the original, it was implied that Gulp caused this collapse.
What a wuss.
But in this game, it just kind of happens. Yeah, that's exactly right. He couldn't fit through the door, so he caused a collapse. Wow, this is a loading screen. Finally.
That Ripto has caused enough damage. All his meddling has cost me a fortune. If it wasn't for Spyro, I'd be bankrupt. Oh, if Ripto were here, I'd give him a piece of my mind. In fact, I'd give him a lot more than that. I was a champion bantamweight boxer at university, and I still know a few moves. Take that! And that! No! Why, you...
I agree, Dino Christ. He does not look like a bantamweight boxer at all. He must have stopped working out after university. Oh no, he survived, Steve. He survived just fine. Now, I want to say right off the bat that Autumn Plains is probably my favorite homeworld in all of the Spyro games. I love the look and feel and atmosphere of this area. I feel so at peace just basking in the Autumn Plains' atmosphere. It feels like a countryside town almost. And I really, really appreciate that. But we're gonna before we do any worlds, just wander this home world and get everything here. And only then will we start doing a couple of levels.
Legend has it that there is a portal to Zephyr here. And legend also has it that I know how to activate it. Furthermore, as I recall, the legend mentioned something about me activating it for a small fee. Thanks for the gems, Spyro. With all this cash, I can open
I do
a
like
lizard
that
burger shop
the
in
voice actor that got
Steve's
his money back in this
Badlands.
version kind of plays up the sleaze bag nature of his character more than the original voice actor did. It
Well done, Spyro.
works for
the
him.
The power from your orbs has activated the whirlwind.
Here's another speedway level, which we'll probably do in a bit. I also really enjoy the just charging across the ramparts here. And there's a reason we're going through the castle walls, is because there is a hidden orb at the end of it. But it's... Any one of these homeworlds has a really, like small, country village vibe to it, but this especially, with the combination of, the fall colors and the aesthetics, I'm a real big fan of fall, and the fall seasons.
Well, well. I bet a rich dragon like you wouldn't mind cashing in a few gems to learn how to climb. I'd be willing to teach you for, say, oh, I don't know, a small fee. You
Sure.
won't regret it. Okay, when you see a wall surface that looks climbable, like the one to my left here, just jump onto it and you will grab it with... Use the left stick.
Yeah, like Xenochrist, it is also in combination with the music of the hub worlds in this game, just the feeling of just serenity. It's a very, very nice feeling. This is definitely a place I would take vacation at. They give me a week off, I'd spend this week just lounging at Autumn Plains, for sure, without question. It's such a beautiful little area. Then you come to the palace here. I don't like the beach, Kelly, so no, not Dragon Shores. I hate the beach. I'd much prefer autumn weather than beach weather. I think the beach is overrated, actually. I love that there are a couple of orb checks going into this realm.
Spyro, hello! I'm having trouble with this door, but I think some orb power might unstick it. Ah, I see you've collected a good number of orbs there.
It's important that they give you these orb gates now, because in the final homeworld, as Xenochrist mentioned earlier in the chat, there are no talismans. You get all 13 talismans by the time we're finished this homeworld. So they need to get you into the orb collecting game early, and these little gates for the speedways and the and that door there are a good way to get you started.
Into the little castle over there in exchange for a few gems. What do you say? No one's been through that portal in years. I never thought I'd find a sucker. I mean, you're a shrewd customer, Spyro.
And Moneybags is also helping you. Like, his character is kind of an asshole, but it is good that he has these gem gates to give you a reason to collect the gems other than just for 100% completion. You do need something like that, otherwise you have no reason to collect these gems.
Spyro, Ripto and Gulp are hiding out in a sealed chamber in the castle below us. In order to get to them, you'll need all 14 talismans to break the lock.
It also helps that we spend a lot of time in Autumn Plains because there are 8 levels with talismans in them, and 2 speedways. Also, Xenochrist, in case you don't know, I'm aware that one of the soundtracks for Spyro 1 was used in the Amanda show way back in the day.
I would love to let you enter this speedway free of charge, Spyro. Love to. Unfortunately, the speedway rules require me to charge a small fee. You've chosen wisely. I bet a quick dragon like you will win your money back in no time.
Which I guess we can talk about since we talked about how long this hub world is. Oh, that's the right wall. There have always been rumors because there's Summer Forest, Autumn Plains, and Winter Tundra. Like, there was always a rumor that there was supposed to be a fourth homeworld, a spring-themed homeworld, but Insomniac has always denied that rumor. Like, the only evidence that people have given, and it's not bad evidence, is that there are 4 speedways and 2 of them are in one homeworld, and like Autumn Plains is noticeably longer than the other 2 homeworlds. But there's never been any actual confirmation, and as far as I'm aware, that rumor has always been denied. There has never been any talk of a spring level in Insomniac's offices. So this is also probably why Autumn Plains is my favorite level in the game, is because you get such a high up vantage point of it compared to any other homeworld in any of the Spyro games. Because you need to have it for this. One of the longest and most satisfying glides in probably the series. But that I'm in real life I have a fear of heights. But I've always enjoyed that particular glide. And that climb to the top of the fortress in Autumn Plains. It's one of those really big feel-good moments. But before we proceed to levels in this area, I'm going to actually go back to Summer Forest, and now that we have the climb move, we can complete some of the things we've done there. And if time permits, we'll do a speedway afterwards, but I don't know if time will permit. Because now that we have the climb move, we can actually, A, finish Summer Forest, the homeworld. And B, go back to Sunny Beach and finish the objectives there. Memory serve, the only thing we need to climb move for here in Summer Forest should be the hidden orb right over yonder. So now that we have the climb move, we can just get to the top of this wall. And get the gemmies up here, and more importantly, the orb. And now we can come here and finish Sunny Beach as well. So there is a light Metroidvania aspect to this game where you do need to acquire abilities in later levels to come back to previous levels and complete them. But it's very light. There's actually not many instances of that being a real impact.
Hi, Spyro. It's a good thing you're here. If you can help shepherd those...
I'm gonna try to speed through this to avoid wasting too much time. But now that we can climb, we can get up here. And we should be able to get the even gen count by the time we're done. Right. It is astounding how much, like, yeah, you're right, Steve, like, how much these people won't do. Like, how much they need a dragon to save them when reasonably they don't. They could just solve the problems themselves if they, like, united and used some collective bargaining.
Hello, young one. There's a chef up at the...
So to answer your question, Kelly, Sparx will point to the nearest gem if you press the left analog stick down. Let's point to it. Just like that. Click the left analog stick down. And you have to be standing still for it to work. If you're moving, it won't. So, for example, if I was going to the 5-2 gems over here, it will complete my gem collection for this level. And for every level we've been to previously. Now we got that nice even 1200, and I'm so grateful we can finally get an even number now. And now it's time to do this challenge.
Those turtle friends will make a very good soup. If I can catch them. You can try to save them if you like. But I'm feeling awfully hungry.
I like turtles. So in the original version of this game, there's a top-down view that makes this area like a bit of a pain in the ass. But because of the new view, this is actually a lot easier. Because you have free look.
So you saved a few turtles. There are more where those came from. Here, take this orb and go away.
I love that you save turtles and therefore the person you're trying to beat gives you the orb. But as far as challenges go, this was one of the more infamous ones back in the day.
If you step any closer to the pot, I'll start ringing my bell again.
This is one of the hardest challenges in the game, if memory serves. Like, people hated this challenge back in the day. But it's really not that hard. Especially now that we have the free look. Like, in the top-down view, this could be frustrating to do. But now that we have this ability to just look, it's not that difficult. We'll get to that probably next stream, Kelly. That particular challenge. But every person who's played Spyro 2 is familiar with that phrase. Everyone who has ever played this game is familiar with the phrase, "Trouble with a trolley, eh?" In that vaguely Canadian accent. Xenocrisis said they're laughing in the chat. He knows. He knows. He knows. You have Spyro as your avatar, so you absolutely know what I'm talking about.
Rats, you saved every turtle on the beach. Here, take this. I was gonna use it to buy potatoes, but now I don't need it.
But yes, I might post a clip of the PS1 version of this challenge when I post this on my blog. But this is a much different challenge in this version of the game than in the PS1 version. Just because the difference in perspective absolutely changes how difficult this challenge is. But now that we've completed this level, we can just leave. Didn't actually take that long at all. That was like 10 minutes tops to get everything that we missed. I'm happy that didn't take too long. We can do some speedways probably before we wrap up today's stream. We gotta get back to Autumn Plains first, which... Oh, I love Autumn Plains. I love Autumn Plains so much. Oh yeah, Xenocrisis. The trolley kicks everyone's butt. Although I think it's actually just a little easier in this version of the game. Well, we'll get to that probably next week. Depends if I'm on call or not. I don't think I am, but if I am... Winter Tundra also good, but I personally prefer the fall aesthetic more than winter, which is why Autumn Plains beats that out for me. But I could definitely see a Winter Tundra case being built for why that's the better homeworld. It's just my preference is always going to be for Autumn. It's just that Autumn Plains to me is lounging weather. Like, a lot of people will prefer to lounge in, like, the summertime. For me, I would much rather prefer to lounge around in fall. Fall is perfect relaxation weather for me. I also enjoy winter aesthetic, Kelly. I really do. I just, like, that point is just preference. It's just preference. I like winter levels in video games, but I don't like walking in snow. In real life. But I do love the winter atmosphere. I do love, like, wintry things. Yeah, we're gonna restart. Wasn't paying attention when the level started, so... I just wasn't paying attention. Oh, but the pigeons are actually gating the switches. Okay. That's gonna be close, but we got it. Hey, we did it! And now that we've completed the gem challenge, we can do the orb challenge. Yeah, we saved it. We definitely saved the Xenochrist. That was close. What we need to do is find this waterfall here and go through it.
We've been having a crime problem here in Metro Speedway, but I think you might be able to help. A band of cat burglars have been raiding my re-election funds by scaling the walls of the buildings. Would you be willing to help get rid of them?
Let's work with Hunter to get
Great.
this done.
Hunter can knock the scoundrels off of the buildings, but we'll need you to catch the loot.
I love that they already had Hunter agree to help, and just now that you're here, he can actually do the job. Yeah, basically the idea is that Hunter will shoot the loot off these guys, and we have to just pick up the bags before they fall into the water. What makes this hard is it's difficult to predict which thieves will get shot by Hunter. So you guys kind of have to follow him and hope that you guess right. I missed. I don't know where he is. Yeah.
It looks like you missed one, but there always seem to be more. Great!
Yeah, I lost track of Hunter. Because they're wearing masks, Kelly, that's why they look like raccoons, but there are actually cat burglars. Holy shit. Okay. That turn is going to be a pain to go through.
Great.
Yeah, because the cats are wearing masks, they do look kind of like raccoons, but they are in fact cat burglars. I need to give myself some distance when Hunter goes through that around bag 6 or 7. That turn is what's killing me. The fact that the bag is so high, and therefore you do have to give it a moment. Yeah, this is going to be the one. Yeah, there we go.
Well done. You really taught those crooks a lesson.
There we go. And now we can just leave. But yeah, the fact that this is the only hub world with 2 speedways in it is also taken as evidence that there were supposed to be there's supposed to be a spring homeworld. So the idea was that that one of these speedways was taken from the spring world and added to this one. From a cut spring world, but there was never, according to Insomniac, there was never any planned spring homeworld. And when you look at how the Winter Plains or Winter Tundra is handled, I can kind of believe that, because it feels like even Winter Tundra was kind of rushed. Which you'll see what I mean when we actually get to it. But that is an interesting world. God, this place looks so cool. Especially all glossed up in HD. Also love the floating platforms in the skybox. It's a cool little touch. Yeah, like that is the thing, is that each one of these games was made in a year. Like Spyro 1 took a year, Spyro 2 took a year, Spyro 3 took a year. Like, because back in the PS1 era, that was what was expected. It was yearly releases. And that, like, that is a tough ask. Oh. We are doing this a little more orthodox method, but bear with me. Ah, okay, I see. That's how it's supposed to work. And that's easy. When now it's time to go for the orb challenge. So, the orb challenge is actually not that hard to find if you know where you're looking. You just gotta burn this igloo. Or one of the igloos. Yeah. And here's Hunter.
Good job, Spyro. Looks like you're ready for a more serious challenge.
Of
about a little paragliding? You're not afraid of heights, are you?
Not afraid of heights.
Great! I'll tow you behind my snowmobile, and you maneuver through the rings. Don't miss any or we'll have to start over.
Yeah, so this is actually one of the harder ones. But you just have to steer through the rings. You say you just have to, but there's a lot of, like, there's some timing involved. And you do have to be very precise in your angle and timing. Remaining a little quiet. This is actually probably a bit of concentration thing to do. Yeah.
Hey, I heard you were good at this flying stuff. Oh well, want to go for it?
Yeah, you see, I was just like a hair's off. And I completely missed it. And that's why this challenge can be a bit difficult. It does require a lot of, like, very precise maneuvering. Yep. Christ.
Hey, great.
Fuck.
Hey, great. I'll tow you behind my snowmobile.
I was close. Dude. And done.
Way to go, Spyro. You're even better than I am.
Hell yeah. Whew. That is a hard one. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so I think I can actually afford to do one more level before the stream is over. But just one. Actually, should I end it now or go one more? That's a good question. What should I do? So I don't want to do any of the linked levels. I don't want to do Zephyr or Breeze Harbor. And actually, no, I guess I could probably do Scorch. Scorch seems pretty... Oh no, Scorch was the Shady Oasis. Let's do maybe Magma Cone? Yeah, we guess we could do Magma Cone. Let's do Magma Cone. Oh, you know what? Magma Cone's also a linked level with Fracture Hills. Yeah, basically every level in this homeworld is linked to a different level in some way. Which goes to that whole thing with like the idea of factions in like in Spyro 2. We'll just go into it in more detail in the next stream. That's fine. But we will finish this level up, and then we will be on our way.
Hello, Spyro. I suppose you're here for the party. I'm afraid it's been cancelled because the stupid Earth Shapers set off the volcano.
And now that we have the climb move, we can take advantage of it. Secret gemmies over here. And I love that with superflame. You don't even get to see. You don't even have to see the dynamite ignite. It just blows up on its own. So what you're supposed to do with these guys is charge them into those obstacles, but screw that noise. Oh, I wonder if we can skip the alchemist and perhaps the build a super flame. I wonder if that's in this version too. You son of a bitch. Yeah, charging those guys kind of sucks. Lovey's still sitting there with his glowing ball, waiting for an enemy that will never come. Now, have to climb. Go way over here. Money, acquiring more currency. I like explosions. It's not my fault they keep happening near me. Glide over here. Climb this section. Go below the volcano. Another kind of hard challenge with Hunter. The popcorn crystals challenge.
Hey, Spyro. Check out this cool cave I found. Let's play a little game. Every so often, a piece of this crystal popcorn pops out of the ground. The first one to grab 10 of them wins. I'm ready when you are.
Is always a hard one to do.
Okay, you win.
There we go.
Here's an orb.
Yeah, this is one of the harder ones because it's semi-random.
I'll give you another orb if you can beat me again. Let's play to 15 this time. What do you say? I'm ready when you are.
You can deny Hunter popcorn or Crystal popcorn. It makes it a little easier.
You're really good.
Because
I'm gonna
otherwise
have
he
to
does
come
kind
up
of
with some
grab it
harder
at a
games.
clip.
For now, I'll take this orb. I guess you earned it.
So if you can snatch it from out under him, that makes it just a little easier. It's one less you have to. It's one more for you and one less for him. That's more important. But I remember having a lot of trouble with that challenge as a youngin. Hard for these. Put myself up again. All we can do on the outside of the volcano is time to start scaling the walls and going inside it. Need to get money bags again. First, lives.
Well, if it isn't my best customer. The elevator in the next room can take you to the volcano. You can have unlimited use of the elevator for a one-time fee of only a few gems. It's a pleasure doing business with you. Simply step onto...
Gotta pay for elevator usage. Well, we would normally need these rocks for something, but thankfully you will have Superfly soon, so it won't be that important to get these rocks, or Superflame. yeah, Superflame won't need to use these rocks to do what we need to do. We'll be able to do it ourselves. This is a bit of a challenge. You need to make sure that you don't get hit by the rolling boulders. Got to make sure you shimmy a little bit. Make sure you pop that lid will close and level.
Thanks for closing the lid on the
stopped.
volcano, Spyro. Things were getting a little too hot around here. By the way, here's a talisman I was saving for the party later. I think you deserve it more.
I'll take it.
Hey, Spyro! You're just in time for the party. Well, you would be if those nasty lava monsters hadn't stolen our hats. It just won't be the same without party hats.
So this would normally be hard because you need to get a rock and then pelt them. But with our flame, you can just take them out. See, I got a rock. Normally you're supposed to do this. You're supposed to use the rock to pelt them. But we don't have that. This is a pretty simple challenge. Whoops. All the gems. Kill. I believe they're right here.
Thanks, Spyro. You saved the party. Here, this got mixed in with the cheese balls, and I almost chipped a tooth on it.
And with that, this level is complete. And once we get back home, so will the stream. Hey, look! Murder! Festive murder! That's how you end a stream. I guess that's arguably actually just manslaughter, but still, it's not good. It's not good. That's standard as one of the weirder ways to exit a level. Is just, oh, by the way, off screen, someone killed a dude. But as for us, thank you guys so much for joining me for this stream. We had a very active chat, and a very good group of people to bounce off of. I really do thoroughly enjoy it. Hopefully, we will be here same time next week. I do not believe I am on call, but if I am, I'll have to cancel. But until next time, take care and have a lovely evening.